What's up, savages? It's Tuesday, February 12th, 2019. Let's get after it. Welcome to the RandomCoin Mining Show, where we mine a different coin every weeknight at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you like crypto mining video content like this, be sure to subscribe to the SavageMine YouTube channel. And if you want random crypto thoughts and things like that, be sure to follow me on Twitter as well. Before we get started, be sure to smash the like or dislike buttons. It kind of helps the channel out a little bit. Gets the video in front of more eyes, whether you like it or dislike it, to be honest. But I would like likes better, but if you don't like it, smash that dislike as well. In this show, we have a list of over 100 GPU-mineable coins that we run through an online randomizer to choose one of them, and whatever we land on, we try to mine it successfully within 30 minutes so we can switch over to the BrandonCoin daily live stream, which I don't know if he's going live tonight. I didn't get a notification yet, so we might have to check on that a little bit later. But his live stream starts at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think doing this type of exercise, daily mining a different coin, random coin, helps our skills, helps keep our skills sharp and prepared to mine pretty much anything that we're interested in. So before we get started, let's take a real quick glance at the market to see what we're doing. They changed the font on this website. It's kind of cool looking. At least I think they did. It looks different to me for some reason. So we've got a $3,620 BTC, $122 ETH, and let's see, is BNB? Yeah, it's still up a little bit, but BNB's had a heck of a run these last couple weeks. Also, I like to show you guys what I am currently mining before we get started on all the other stuff. So right now I'm mining Grin. I'm mining Grin on everything. Over here on Simple Mining, I've got two rigs that are co-owned. They're both mining Grin, and it's all C29. I tried to switch over because with 8 gig cards you should be able to mine C31, but I was getting nothing but 0 GPS, so I switched back. I just didn't have enough time to troubleshoot it and try to figure out what was going on with it, so I just left it as C29 for now. I'm not going to interact with the chat just yet because I got to get through this part. So that is what I'm currently mining. In the last show, we landed on 01 coin, which was a NeoScript algo coin, and we were able to successfully mine it in relatively short amount of time. We used HiveOS and NVIDIA GPUs. But if you're new here, what I do is I pre-record the randomization part, because with so many different variables in there, we've got over 100 GPU mineable coins on the list. There's a really good possibility that we would land on one that we wouldn't be able to mine for some reason. Maybe there's no pool, or there's no wallet, or whatever. There's all kinds of different things. Or the most common thing that's happened lately on a lot of the coins that I land on, pre-recorded, is that the proof of work, they've transitioned over into proof of stake, and the proof of work time frame had expired, right? So I don't check every coin on the list. I've only consolidated the list and compiled it over a few months, just based on what I see, coin market cap or coin calculators, or what to mine or whatever. So there's some coins on there that are either changed in some way, gone from proof of work to proof of stake, or they're just dead in some way. So that's why I pre-record everything, so that I make sure that it's something that we're actually going to be able to mine instead of wasting everybody's time. Okay, so that's my spiel on that. So I'll start the video, the pre-recorded video. I'm pretty sure I got the right one queued up here, and I'll kind of watch it with you here. this one was somewhat interesting, actually. Normally we land on a, kind of a crappy coin that is just another cryptocurrency copy and paste, but this one is called CryptoSudo. Now I don't know if I'm saying that right. I think I am. It might be sudo like Linux, but I think it's sudo. And I'm not sure exactly what it stands for. I wasn't able to really get that information from the very brief research that I did on it, but from what I can tell, it is, let me get off of that video here and get back to desktop. What I can tell is that it is a coin that it's supposed to introduce an online and free training platform. It seemed like, just again, very briefly, it seemed like they were trying to make a way of bringing developers and content creators together for education purposes of the blockchain and crypto space, I guess. They say that they are training platform, free training platform about the cryptography and software languages, which are a basis of this technology, and they want to spread it to the masses. Their primary goal is to become an ecosystem, I'm just reading this from their website, where ideas exchange and constructive criticism are blended with free and open source contents in a disciplined and orderly system. There were, I think it's based in the EU, there were a lot, I don't know why, but there were a lot of grammar problems and misspellings and stuff like that in their white paper, which I hate. But I guess it's probably translated English in some way. So they invite everyone to join us and share their ideas for an ever-evolving and strengthening formation. Now they do use, let me go ahead and start the data collection effort here. Oops, that needs to be down here. Hang on a second. So basically, I just, I didn't collect any information. I've started doing this recently because my computer, if I played really long videos, it would lock up or reboot and crash. And it hasn't done that since I've shortened the videos, the pre-recorded videos, quite a bit. Although it did crash earlier today, but I think it was unrelated. I think it had some updates or something. So, but this is all I did. I didn't even put the name in there. I don't believe in the documentation. The rig that we'll use, let's see, this is x16, so we'll probably use the Kessel rig, which is this one. And in HiveOS, it is over here. It's this guy right here. So this is the rig that we'll use for this exercise, although if we have time at the end, we'll switch over and we'll try to use something else maybe. We'll see. Maybe we'll use AMD or something. But AMD is just not real efficient at the x16 algos. It's better suited for NVIDIA. So let me get back over here to documentation. Let me check the chat real quick just to see who all's in here. What's up, everybody? Yeah, it's not a great, I mean, I don't know, it's probably not a great project. It is really new though. That's one thing I did notice. It's only been around, I think, since November of last year, so it's super new. But we'll see. We'll get into it here in just a moment. So let's go back to here, and what was it? CryptoSudo, right, was the name of it. I think the ticker was SUDO, or SUDO. I always say SUDO because of Linux, but and then the algorithm is x16s. Now x16s is the predecessor to x16r, which I think I said that right. Which RandomCoin made popular. It's basically it's a hashing algorithm. Again, I'm reading some of this. Which is based on the classic X11. It uses 16 chained algorithms together in a random way, and I'm not going to name all the different algorithms, but it's 16 of them. But 16s, the difference between x16s and the x16r is that it's it uses, how do they say that. What does the S stand for? Shuffle. So it shuffles the list of available algorithms to make it a more constant hash rate. Because that was one of the complaints of x16r with RandomCoin is people would ask what hash rate are you getting? Well, it depends on which algorithm. You know, which algorithm that's mining at that particular second, right? Or that minute, or that 5 minutes, or whatever. So the x16s kind of works to level that out, level out the hash rate. Not that it matters so much, but it is hard to get overclocks right whenever your hash rate is constantly changing between all the different algos, right? So it did kind of help with that. So x16s, pretty good algorithm. So instead of randomizing the algorithm, it shuffles the list and call the 16 sub algorithms, and this is preserves the randomness, but it provides consistency in hash rates and power consumption. So that was, you know, they kind of try to fix some things that x16r had, you know, some shortcomings there. All right, so let me get back over here. What's up, Bitcoin Jake? Hope you're doing well tonight, man. We're gonna look for it on, yeah, we're gonna look for it on all the tracking websites here, or CoinMarketCap. It's not gonna be on here though, I don't think. And then we'll go to CoinGecko. We'll try over here because there's a lot more. Remember, CoinMarketCap has 2,067 different cryptocurrencies, and CoinGecko has 4,000. So we'll try it over here. I don't think it's over here either. Nope. So this is a really new coin. It's not on any type of valuation chart or anything like that. So it's definitely not going to be on what to mine, but I will check just to make sure. So there you go. So it's not on any of that. So we're probably going to have to go straight to the Bitcoin Talk thread, and that's probably where we're going to have to get all of our information from, at least most of it. So I believe it was this one right here. Ooh, I found this earlier, but these don't. Maybe maybe CryptoSudo. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, it does have master nodes. I don't think there was a pre-mine or anything like that, but it does work with master nodes and things like that. So, you know, here's all the information about it. I'm just going to document this because I'm kind of going along here. I want to get this thing up and running. So we're going to paste that in here. There was none for CMC or CoinGecko. There was no what to mine. And the items here that are just grayed out are just kind of nice to have just for documentation purposes. Doesn't really, you don't have to have this information to actually mine it. But pretty much everything else you kind of need. So let's see, where was I? Announcement date. Yeah, see, November 10th of 2018, super new. And that explains why, if it is going to be a valid project, right? That explains why it's not on CoinGecko, it's not on CoinMarketCap yet, because it's just too new. I think there's all these little check boxes that you have to get checked before you can actually be listed on those type of websites. So they just haven't met that, because otherwise you would have a mess, right? If they only required you to be launched one day, could you imagine the number that are going to be on those sites? It would be impossible to track that. So so let's go and try to find out what their website is. Yeah, it was EU was the extension. So I said extension, you know what I mean. CryptoSudo.eu. Got a pretty decent looking little website. It's not like a standard, you know, project website where it looks like all the others. It kind of has its own little look to it. I'll leave this up for a second. Let me, kind of goes over basically what I was talking about in the beginning. I got that information that I was talking about earlier that I was reading from this website. Actually, I got some of it from their white paper, some of it from here. But if you read through this, you can kind of see what I was talking about with the grammar and spelling and stuff. There's a few little weird things in here, but you know, I mean, it's kind of given most cases. I'm not going to have to get a wallet because I found on their announcement thread down here about halfway, there was a person that had an address right here. So I'll just use his and use it as a donation. This looks like it was for a pool, +1, whatever that is. So another thing I like to check, and I've talked about this before, is I like to look over here and see what the what level of commenters there are on the BitCoinTalk thread. So let me scroll down through here real quick, and I just want to see, like, that person here was a member. They've been around a while. Full member again, pretty good. Don't know what I didn't know what he said though. Okay, so he's just talking about the project itself, a little bit more in depth. Yeah, they're all these, like, this is a hero member here, talking about more into the project, you know, deeper into it, about why it says that it would be nice if they will lay out such topics that they can cover here, talking about the content that they're talking about providing, right? And I can see that. That's a valid point. Just scroll down through here a little bit. Another full member with a pool. And see, they've only got 4 pages, which is kind of a minus, but it just doesn't mean that it's very active, you know, in the community. So anyway, so there are some higher level people talking about it, so that's actually a bonus. So alright, let me get over here and we're going to put the address, because I copied that from that pool, right? We're going to use it as a donation address, because I mean, it's not going to get anything, because there's not going to be a minimum payout or anything, because I'm not going to stay mining this coin, right? So now we just need to get a pool and a port, and then we will pretty much be good to go to start mining it. So we're going to go to mining pool stats, and we're going to type in sudo, if I can type. And then there it is right there, CryptoSudo. And I want to say that there was one pool that had a lot on it, has more than 50% of the hash rate, which you know, if you were going to mine this for real, I would definitely stay away from the highest hash rate. You know, spread your hash rate out over multiple pools. In this case, we'll probably just go with the second one, BrandonCoin. I think they have their own port, so it's not like a multi-pool or anything like that. Somewhere over here. Did I pass it? Oh, they're in order, I guess. Okay, that's good. x16s down here. There it is right there. So 3664 is the port. Looks like there's a couple people mining it right now, so that's good. 3664 is the port. Did I grab the... No, I didn't. I thought I grabbed the pool already. 3664. We'll do it like this. Alright, so this is a x16s. So for AMD, man, what would you use? What miner is that? I know for NVIDIA you would use like T-Rex or one of those similar to that. Let's just go and look. We'll look as we're building it, and we'll start with HiveOS just to make it a little bit easier. So let's go over there to HiveOS. I don't have that rig. That what you're looking at back there is the AMD rig. So I'll have to switch over that display, or I can just show you on here too and not worry about that display up there. Go back over here. we'll go to, I don't know if there's, we'll just go to the wallets first because I don't know if there's a SUDO wallet in here already. So we'll do add wallet, we'll type in SUDO. So see, there's not a, it's not already in Hive, which kind of makes a lot of sense because, you know, it's so new and everything. So so once you type in a coin, if the wallet was in there, it would, you know, basically show you the logo and everything for it. It doesn't matter, you could use whatever you wanted. Like we could use Aeon for this effort. It's all about the address that you use. It's not about the icon or the ticker. But you know, you kind of want you don't want to mix them up too much because it'll be pretty hectic. So so we've got sudo, and then we're going to click create sudo, right? I'm saying sudo, it's probably sudo. And then we're going to paste in our address here, give it a name, sudo underscore YouTube, and then create. And I just do that so that I know to go and delete it, which I need to delete that one right there. That was from last night. So I can quickly see which ones I need to get rid of to keep it clean, so it doesn't get too hectic. All right, so the coin, we're going to type in again sudo, and then we're going to select a wallet. We already created a wallet. That's what we did in the previous step. And then for the pool, that's kind of weird. It's got a pool in there, huh? So at least it has one pool, but we're not going to use that pool. Let's go and see if that's even a pool that is available. Miner score. Oh, it is. Okay. So if you wanted to do this super easy, you could just use that pool, right? As long as it's not a, doesn't look like it's a multi-pool. Yeah, they have their own ports. Each coin has its own port. So you could use this if you wanted, and all that does for you is it kind of pre-fills some of the information in the miner config, right? So you'll use, looks like you'll have to use a custom miner for AMD, but we're using NVIDIA, so that's fine. So we'll use CC miner, and then you'll see in here how it goes ahead and fills in a lot of the information, and that's because you're using the port that's already in HiveOS, right? But in our case, we will, and they're using Enemy, which is a good fork. So we probably want to remember this, but actually no, we don't even need to remember that because we're going to be using our own port, our own pool address. So let's cancel this and then go back over here, and we're going to choose configure and miner because we have our own pool that we want to use. We're not going to use the one that's built into HiveOS. So then we're going to go with CC miner, a fork of CC miner actually, and then for the, let's see, they used Enemy, right? So we might as well choose that. That was the default for their pool. And then we're going to go here and scroll down to x16s right there. It's good so far. Put the mouse over the eye and you can just click on this one right here, which is, like it says, for most pools you would use those two variables, the wall and the worker name. So we'll try that. That was what was the default in the previous one as well, so it'll probably work. And then for the pool URL, we're going to go back to over here and grab it. We have to get the whole thing here because it's not included with HiveOS, the one that we want. So we just copy and paste that in there like that. Put an X for the password, most likely. This pool probably doesn't need, you know, a specific password, although a lot of them, you know, you can do the C equals and then the coin ticker symbol just to get the pool to recognize it correctly. So in this case, we're just going to make it X because we're just trying to get all we're trying to do is get an accepted share. We're not doing overclocks and all that stuff. So are all the little fine-tuning things. If you were, you would pay attention to these extra parameters and extra arguments, but in our case, we're just trying to get that accepted share. So let's do apply changes. We'll go ahead and give it a name so that we don't lose it. That's just the flight sheet name right there. So then we're going to go create flight sheet. I had to click that twice for some reason. says it's created. So it's right here. And then we're going to go back to workers, and the rig that we're going to use is the Kessel rig. I already talked about that. I showed you the hardware for that. It's all NVIDIA, 2 1070s, 2 1070 Ti's, and 2 1080s. And then we're going to choose the rocket, which is your flight sheet. I like to click the filter button on the one that on the coin that we're trying to mine and the flight sheet that we just created. So I'll click on SUDO, and then that gets us down to this particular flight sheet, the one that we just created. And then we're going to click apply. Now that sends it to the rig, and the rig should be restarting, or at least reloading. What I like to do, because it always freaks out with temperatures and stuff the first time it reboots, or not after it reboots, but after you assign it a new coin, a new miner, it seems to just go haywire with the temperatures. So I like to throw it a reboot after assigning the flight sheet to the rig. So that's what I'll do here. So from there we will wait a few minutes to see, or about a minute, to see if that comes up and starts running and actually mining. And in that time, I will head over here to do a couple of shout outs here real quick. Clearly I got to do a shout out to BrandonCoin, because you know he follows this show, right? I follow his show, but my show is actually before his. But we always switch over at 10 o'clock, which is 3 minutes from now. We'll switch over to go over to his live stream. I don't see any notification on here. 2:12, 10 o'clock. Oh, there it is, right there. Okay, so that's cool. So it looks like he will be live. Got a little reminder here. I'll just click that. Not that I'll forget or anything, but. And then another shout out is to the Technicals, of course, because he likes to give me a lot of crap on Twitter. But going back and forth, he's funny. Super cool channel, kind of focusing more on FPGAs a little bit and decreasing the number of GPUs he has. I gotta say it. And then you got Red Panda Mining as well. Oh, I didn't go to his. Let me just show you what his channel looks like. I don't know what his last video was. GPU giveaway. Yeah, this one was hilarious. All right, so you got those, and then you got Red Panda Mining. I think he started after me on YouTube, but he has just like completely blasted by me. It's kind of frustrating because every time I look at his subscribers, he's got like 100 more. It's like, dude, really? Like every 2 or 3 days you get 100 subs? That's nuts. But anyway, he's got really cool content over there. He does a video, basically a video every day, as you can see. If you look down here, you can kind of see his most recent uploads, one day in between, or sometimes 2 in the same day. So it just depends on what's going on. But it looks like he's moving rigs around. He's got quite a few. I think he's got at least 2 6 GPU and 2 7 GPU from what I can tell. Probably not all that he has, but that's pretty much it for that. Alright, so that's Red Panda Mining. So I did the top 3 at least over here. You also have Crypto Windio. I think she might be live right now actually. Or at least she was. But she does technical analysis and stuff like that. Not necessarily mining, but she does mention mining sometimes, which is fun. So check her out as well if you're interested in technical analysis type stuff, because she really breaks it down, and it's kind of easy to follow, even though I don't understand some of the things, some of the terminology I'm still trying to grab. But yeah, cool stuff over there as well if you're interested in technical analysis. So I hear this miner back here. It's really loud right now. Y'all probably heard that as well. So I can only imagine that it's actually up and mining. So we're going to do a refresh here. And it looks like we are mining, and like I said, it's going crazy with the hash or the temperatures. But let me see real quick. I'm going to get into it and see if we get an accepted share before it blows up. Let's see here. I don't like those temperatures being that high. It's kind of crazy how it does that. What am I doing? Where am I at? I need to get in here. Go over here. They HiveOS has this really cool thing. The Hive shell is super neat. you can actually access it from anywhere that you can access the Hive web page. So it's super cool because you can do it remotely. You don't have to be on the same local network to actually get a shell into the rig to see the actual miner running. So kind of neat. So once you load that, I hope you saw what I did, but I just clicked up here and clicked Hive Shell Start, and then you click on this little arrow in the box, and it actually connects via SSH. And then you can go in here and type in miner, and then okay, so boom, we do have accepted shares. We got some really high temperatures, but we do have accepted shares, so this is a success. So we're killing it on the success rate, doing really great with that. And that's it. I mean, it's 10 o'clock, 10:01. We got to head over to BrandonCoin's live stream. I'm going to stop mining this. I'm going to switch it back to Grin so I don't blow my rigs up. And let me do that while I'm thinking about it, because I'll forget. So it's on G miner spark pool. Okay, sounds good to me. So you'll hear it. It'll probably like pretty much immediately crank down like that. So it's actually reloading the miner and stuff, and I am going to throw it a reboot. Alright, that is it. Kind of a cool little project. I didn't mind showcasing it a little bit there. Kind of sort of interesting, you know. We'll like to see where it goes. You never know. Maybe it'll turn into something. Anyway, that is it. Head over to BrandonCoin's live stream. He's probably live by now. It's 10:02. Check out those other channels whenever you get a chance, and I will see you guys tomorrow night, Wednesday, same time, all that stuff. Stay savage, everybody. I will see you in a few minutes.